everybody, this is Daniel Troutman, one half of the tag team for Bothersome Truth. And I wanted to do a video today because with everything going on in the news with the shootings of the Dallas police officers, with the shootings of Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, the hanging in Piedmont Park, and the outcry and the backlash also with the riot police in Baton Rouge, as people are protesting here in Atlanta, in Louisiana, Minnesota, all over the country about police brutality, lack of police accountability. I've listened to a lot of different people share some opinions about what's going on, and there was one thing in particular that I heard on the Young Turks with Cenk Uygur, and I do like the Young Turks. I do watch their shows pretty much every day, but Cenk was talking about police brutality, and he was talking about how these things happen in America and they shouldn't be happening in America. And I wanted to offer a additional perspective to that. And I just wanted to basically say that when I hear people say things like this, there's a good number of people who genuinely believe in their heart that there is one America. They think there's one country, one experience that everybody has, that no matter what background you have, where you're from, what you look like, your sexual orientation, your religious tradition, whatever it is, or lack of one, that everybody has the same experience here in America. And that is not true. It has never been true. Not from the history of this country even to now. When this country started, again, I say it all the time, wealthy white landowning men had the most opportunity. They were able to own property. Black people were property. We were owned. We did not have rights. Women could not vote. Native Americans had been slaughtered before in the French and Indian War. Were continuing to be slaughtered with Andrew Jackson. People did not have. Everybody didn't have rights in this country. Everybody in this country didn't have access. Everybody in this country didn't have opportunity. Everybody who has opportunity, all minority groups, including those who are middle class or lower class, had to fight for it. There is not one America. There has never been one America. There are multiple Americas. Today I want to just mention three, and you could cut it up, you could slice it, dice it, and you'll get a lot of different things that you can make it even more, but I just want to talk about three today. I want to talk about Lower America, Middle America, and Upper America. Because in this country, if there's ways that you can really slice the population and see who gets treated fairly and who doesn't, I believe personally that it comes down to class and it comes down to fame. If you are wealthy and or famous, you are the most protected in this country. You have the least to worry about. The less wealth you have and the less access to fame, the more you're in trouble, because there's no accountability if anything happens to you. If nobody knows who you are, if you are not wealthy, then you could be arrested for trumped up charges. You could be arrested for things that don't make sense, and then you'll sit in jail waiting for a trial. You don't get due process. It's because you can't afford it. This country is not rooted on people having inherent rights of being treated equally like people, as we were taught in school, which is not true. That's sadly propaganda. The reality is people in this country are treated based on their access, what they have, how much money they have, and who they know and who knows them. That's what it comes down to. Lower America is composed of people who don't have much wealth, if any, people who are living at the poverty line, below it, or just above it. You're looking at people who don't have, fame or anything. They're just people working hard. They've got their families. They're just trying to do right by people. Middle America is people who have a little bit more, have some, are known by some people, know others, have some wealth, and then the upper class speaks for itself. And the reality is that's a big way that America is sliced. And then when you start digging into each of those Americas, you're going to start seeing different racial groups that compose all of them, one of them more than the other. When you look at black people, you're going to see black people in all three. But when you look at us and our population as far as Lower America, you have to also keep in mind institutional racism, economic disparities that have been happening to us since we were in this country, land being taken from us, a lack of access to universities for a very long time in this country. And so I think people miss this. When people are talking about America, they really think there's only one. And it's kind of sad. But I understand if you don't grow up seeing that different people get treated different ways and have more opportunities than others, that you will genuinely think that, oh, everybody must have the same access, like everybody must be treated the same. When I get stopped by the police, they don't bother me, so you must be doing something wrong. No, we look different, we come from different backgrounds, and we are judged by those things. As a black man, I am judged first for being black. I'm judged for being a black man. I've already got 2 strikes, which I'm going to talk about in another video about how black people are born with strikes, minorities as well, and we have to overcome those. But today's video, I simply want to highlight the fact that there is more than one America. There is not one American experience that fits everybody. There are different experiences based on your background, your ethnicity, your sexual orientation, your religious expression, how you look, your race, your nationality, everything. And depending on who you are in your background, that will determine more than anything how you get treated in this country. And once we start to realize that we cannot wipe away our backgrounds and differences, that we have to account for them, then we will see things start to change for the better. Again, this is Daniel Troutman with Bothersome Truth, one half of the tag team, and I hope you have a good day.